All right, so after we've opened up the breath, meaning the belly, the mid-chest, and the upper chest, and moving our body a little bit with a few movements, creating more space within our hips, our thoracic spine, our lungs, our chest, we're ready for our breath practice. So all of that is for us to not only open up the airways within our body, but to also find a comfortable seated position so we're not agitated by any tightness in the body, and our awareness just kind of leaves the inner world and gets distracted with uncomfort or agitated feelings within the body. So after we found a comfortable seated position, today's breath practice will be focusing on breath retentions. So the beauty of breath retentions is that it allows our brain to get rewired. Let me explain why. So our brain is neuroplastic, meaning that with every experience, we create new neural connections within the brain. So if I experience something today, that will then influence the way I perceive something in the future based on the connections created from the past experience. The brain doesn't know the difference between good and bad experiences, and it just gets wired in that way with each experience. So as we go through life, we create these new connections in the brain, therefore the past continuing to influence the future and then creating this shaped reality that we've conditioned for ourselves. So when it comes to retentions, we allow more oxygen to flow not only throughout the body, but to the brain specifically, allowing these neural connections to recreate and get rewired, creating a more neutral state. So we no longer have the past expectations or the past experiences influencing future expectations. We allow our brain to come to a more neutral state and also a more relaxed state. So not only is something happening internally, but you will also feel it externally as you experience retentions coming into a more relaxed state. So we'll be working with full lung retentions, meaning inhaling, holding the breath, and also a little bit of empty lung retention, exhaling all the air out and holding the breath. Each has a different purpose. I'll explain each as we go along. One more thing that I would like to mention is that 90% of the breathing that we'll be doing today will be through the nose. So the nose activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest functionalities. It allows us to relax. It tells our body that we are safe. It tells our mind that we can rest. While breathing through the mouth activates the sympathetic nervous system, the fight and flight, the action mode, our survival mechanisms. So if we tend to breathe on a daily basis or in our regular day activities through the mouth, we're activating our sympathetic nervous system, our action state, our fight and flight. So it's definitely recommended to breathe in through the nose, not only in your daily activities, but also in some breathwork practices. There are different objectives and reasons to do so, but today we'll be focusing on the nose. However, we will have some exhales through the mouth. I'll be guiding us through those as well. So when I say cleansing breath, I mean inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. When I say yogic breath, I mean inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. And we'll be using those yogic and cleansing breaths within the techniques that we'll go through today. And one more thing I'd like to add is that by breathing through the nose, we not only filter and moisturize the air for the lungs, but we allow 20% more oxygen to go into our bodies and into our cells. By breathing through the mouth, we don't filter the air, we don't moisturize it to the lungs, and it also causes the body to lose 40% more water and also kind of creating more constraint within our airways, our air pathways here. So breathing through the nose is definitely a habit that it would be recommended to build. All right, so let's get into the practice. What we'll first do is something called prana buzz. It includes 3 cleansing breaths. So 3 inhales nose, exhale mouth, 3 yogic breaths, inhale nose, exhale nose. And then in the 4th inhale, we'll be holding our breath. And then we'll be exhaling that out. Followed by 8 yogic breaths. On the 8th inhale, we'll be holding it for as long as we can and exhaling whenever you'd like to. Don't hold the breath to the point where you pass out. Hold it to the point as you're comfortable. You can challenge yourself just a bit if you'd like, but don't overdo it. All right, so let's get started. Let's find a comfortable seated position. We're going to start with 3 cleansing breaths, removing all the stale air out of the lungs. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. 3 yogic. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. Inhale, nose, embodying the breath, heart to sky. Exhale, nose. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. This time inhaling to hold. Inhale. Filling your lungs, holding your breath here. And gently exhale. 8 yogic breaths. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Heart to sky. Exhale. Inhale, filling up the belly, filling up the mid-chest, upper chest. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to hold. Maybe focusing on intention, raising your vibration to meet your intention, focusing the mind. Releasing whenever you're ready and slowly coming back. All right, so for the last technique we'll do today will be involving not only full lung retentions, but also empty lung retentions. Like we said, with the full lung retentions, you allow more oxygen to come into the brain, allowing new neuron connections to happen, therefore rewiring the brain so the past no longer influences the future. When it comes to empty retentions, we trick our body into thinking it's about, you're about to take your last breath. Although it may sound scary, it actually creates a lot of resilience and is very empowering. So the breath is the first thing we do when we come alive, come into this, just come alive. And it's the last thing that we do when we leave this earth or this body. So by tricking your brain into thinking that this is the last breath, you get comfortable into entering the unknown, being able to approach that in all aspects of your life, in relationships, in your career, with uncertainty. As humans, we like to know what's about to happen. We like to have a sense of control, prediction, the past influencing the future. This is our way to create a predictive way of living, just to create some safety and comfort within ourselves. So by holding empty retentions, we get comfortable into the unknown. The brain doesn't know the difference between a fake experience and a real experience. This is why it's this is a super strong practice. If you think about virtual reality or, immersive games or immersive experiences, we can trick our brain into thinking it is real. As long as our sensory experience is immersed, we create the same emotions. Our brain doesn't know the difference, which I think is pretty cool. And dangerous if taken in a wrong experience. So it's very important to be cautious of the way you're exposing your brain and the way in which you can make it come back to a neutral state through breath work. So this is called the Ego Buster. We'll start with the very, on the beginner level of this, of the Ego Buster. There are different stages, but let's start with this one where we will take 3 yogic breaths through the nose, 3 inhales through the nose, 3 exhales through the nose, and then we'll inhale to hold for 30 seconds, and then we'll exhale through the mouth, hold empty lungs for 15 seconds. I'll be counting us through it all. You can forget about the counts. I'll be guiding us there. So let's come into a comfortable seated position. Just coming back to our center. And let's begin. 3 yogic. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. Inhale, nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time inhaling to hold. Inhale. Ten. 20. 30. Exhale through the mouth. And hold. 10. 5. And inhale. Slowly coming back. Letting the energy, the prana settle. Slowly opening your eyes. So definitely empty breath retentions are harder than full lung retentions. So with practice, you'll be able to hold empty lung retentions for longer, therefore increasing the lungs' capacity to hold air, also increasing your resilience to enter the unknown. So I hope you enjoyed this practice together. Thank you so much.